What's going on, everybody? Checking in from the beach on another glorious day. Morning, Lou. What's up, Jody Ann? Sherry, what's up, Sherry? How are you? What's up, Pete? Right back at you, Matthew, Tammy. Good morning to you. Cristiano, life is a beach, absolutely. Darlene, what's up? Lou, I'm really enjoying my summer. Doesn't suck to be fired in the middle of summer. That certainly doesn't suck. Becky, Tyler, Lori, a lot of women, nice. It's up to the ladies. Anthony, the ocean temp is very, very nice. I had quite the crew here yesterday, and we were in the ocean for like hours. Very nice. It is a beautiful morning. Hi, Jessica. Miss listening to you. Thank you, Sherry. Well, this week is a big week. I got 2 huge meetings on Wednesday. Very, very big meetings. Are you going to do another show at Marie's again? Absolutely. Do you have bedhead? Yeah, it's not looking good. That's okay. Fishing pole's over there. It's over there. I'm talking to you guys, and I'm taking a peek at the fishing pole. Thanks, Scott. I miss doing the show. Hi, Chris. Katie. Jay. Love you, miss you. Thank you. Am I keeping the band together? Absolutely. This is just going to turn into a, hey, good morning. Good morning to you. What's up? No bites. Fishing stinks. So I turned on this for a little bit. Billy, good luck with the meetings. Thank you. Hey, Pat Duffy, how are you? Me and Pat Duffy had a nice exchange on Twitter yesterday. Turns out he's going to be a dad. Make sure everyone congratulates Pat Duffy, who did unbelievable shit for the radio show over the years. And he also warned me about Sam. I probably should have listened to Pat Duffy. My bad. I did not have breakfast yet, Jessica. No, I did not. Where's the chef? He usually checks in right around now because he has to get up early to get the bread. He usually gives me a good morning text. Congratulations on the next chapter of your career. Well, as long as we land in a way that I want, then I would say thank you to that. Let's see. Still working on the plan. I don't know what that means. Oh, what's up, Dick Cox Jr.? Road sodas. Now they're just spinning the comments. Oh, the Cuban's floating on something? It's like a Cuban trying to make it to America joke. I like that. I don't have a good retirement plan. But I never really needed money anyway, so fuck it. Fuck it. Morning from Baghdad. Looking forward to your next chapter. That's Bill. Thank you, buddy. Thank you, buddy. Australia checking in. Jeez. Yeah, I could start podcasting tomorrow. There's 2 things going on. It's summer, which makes it very hard to just run back to work. I can work tomorrow. And I want to take all the meetings that have been set up for me and then try to figure out what the best plan of action is. So that's the problem. I'd be surprised if I'm not back at work around, I don't know, mid-September. But we're going to be doing all these pop-up shows. We're going to do one this week in the city somewhere. I'm thinking right outside the SiriusXM building. Hoping Carl Ruiz, the Cuban, Vic Henley should be back from Nantucket. Sherrod should be around. Maybe get Chris DiStefano if he's in town to stop by. See, the cool thing is, after our show every day at the SiriusXM building, we just hung outside the building and laughed our asses off for another half hour or so. And then we would go and eat. So we want to go back to that spot. That was our happy spot. because it was so weird at the end. We knew the radio show was working. We were laughing our asses off, having a really good time. But the people around me, they were just fucking miserable, and that's on them, man. So we'd go outside and just enjoy each other's company and just bust balls for a while before we went our separate ways. So I think we want to go back to that spot this week. It's looking like maybe Wednesday or Thursday. But I don't really want to announce these pop-up shows for the most part. Every once in a while we'll announce one so a lot of people show up. But I like the spontaneity of it, where we just say, hey, we're popping up here, and then if people happen to be in the area and stop by, that's more than cool. I would love to go to Chicago and do a pop-up show. We're sort of staying in the area. We did Chatham, New Jersey last week. Going to do New York City this week. Going to do my brother's restaurant on Long Island, F.H. Riley's, in a week or two. And then I think we'll try to start expanding after that. We'll be going up to Rochester to hang with Brother Weeze. I need that more than anything. Go out, have a few meals, drink some wine with the Weeze. Oh wow, I do have bedhead. There you go. Miss you, Chris. Miss doing it. Bring it to South Carolina. Well, then we got to get like sponsors to pay for this shit. So I do want to talk about something that went around the internet last week that was completely ridiculous. People were trying to make a big deal that I actually paid some of my comedian friends to do the radio show with me. I couldn't believe that it became a thing, but I said this on Twitter and I'll say it again. About a year ago, 9-10 months ago, SiriusXM came to me and just completely hammered me. They took, not that I'm crying poverty, but they took 50% of my salary away. They took away my morning show. They took away the name of the channel. They took away my staff. They took away my office. And it was such a surprise to me. I should have walked last October, but I'll be honest, I had nothing set up whatsoever, because I assumed that I was just going to continue with SiriusXM for a little while. So I had to suck it up, sign a 1-year deal. They wanted 2 or 3. I said, no way, I'll do 1, because this is completely ridiculous. I said this to their face. I'm like, this is ridiculous what you're doing to me. And then what they said was, not only are we, taking all this stuff away, we want you to do a radio show with an A-lister. And they floated a bunch of names past me, and quite honestly, a couple of them were on my show. There wasn't any real chemistry. And then there were A-listers on this list that I've never done radio with. And at the time, I was doing a lot of radio with Vic Henley, Sherrod Small, The Cuban, Chris Stefano, Florentine's in there, Rich Voss. And I told them I'm going to do it my way, and I want to continue with the guys that have really helped me in the last year or two. So there was money put aside for a co-host. And I said, look, give me that money. I don't feel like picking one guy out of that list. So give me the money and I'll spread the wealth. For people to spin that into a bad thing, that I'm actually taking care of people that helped me build a new show, I don't have time for that. But I figured I would give it my 2 cents here before I move on. So in the end, I ended up paying 5 or 6 guys to come in and do the radio show with me as co-hosts. Not only that, the money that they allocated for me for a co-host wasn't enough, so I threw in my own money to just sweeten the pot a little bit. Although what these guys have done for me, they should have made twice as much as what SiriusXM/I was paying them. So then people turn around and try to say that I'm a bad guy for paying the guys that help me. I need to pay people to do radio with. This is the nonsense you got to deal with when you get a popular radio show out there. So I just wanted to give my 2 cents. To be honest with you, I apologize to Mark Norman. We had a really nice conversation a couple days ago, because he was sort of the guy that was on the fence. And honestly, I probably should have paid him as well. But I just simply, in the end, didn't have enough money to go around. To the point, actually, Am I saying actually a lot? If I am, I apologize. Near the end there, I had to go to a couple of my guys and say, hey man, I'm running out of money. Would you mind if you did, the show for less money or no money? And 3 of the guys said, no problem. I just love doing the radio show, and it helps me in the clubs. It sells more tickets. So they did me a solid by doing the show from time to time for free. And that's the story. As far as other comics being fucking butthurt over that, I don't know what to tell you. I simply don't know what to tell you. When you do a very popular radio show and you're a comic, the value is coming in, being funny, and then you get the value on the other end. You get hopefully a few more people going to your shows out there when you're touring. But to Mark Norman, he's the one I definitely owed, and I apologize to him. I wish I had more money to pay him, because he was definitely the sort of like the last guy in as far as my small group of comics go. So, but we worked it out. Me and Norman worked it out. I also had a really good conversation with Bob Kelly. When the whole Jim Norton thing was kind of falling apart, I was looking at Bob Kelly as a guy that I could do radio with on a regular basis. But unfortunately, he was doing a TV show at the time. He got busy in his own right. And it was kind of a bummer that he really didn't do my new show that much. That was one of the things we disagreed with when we talked the other day. I told him, dude, you did the new show maybe once or twice. He doesn't see it that way, and I think he's getting confused with all the times he did the show when I was still doing it with Jimmy, which was a huge, huge help to me, because it was obvious that me and Jimmy didn't have the chemistry, and our relationship was falling apart, and Bob Kelly was definitely there as a buffer, and I'll never forget that, and I really appreciate Bobby for helping out in those tough times. So, but it's too bad I didn't end up doing the show with Bobby a lot more. So that's that story. So spin it however you want, but that's the God's honest truth. I don't understand why it's a bad thing to take co-host money and spread it around to guys that help build a brand new radio show. I keep looking over here because I thought I got a hit on my rod, but I did not. So I hope I didn't bore you with that. Also, it was fun messing with Jason Ellis what was that, Friday? I'm losing track of days. If you haven't heard, I was just sitting out here on the beach in the rain, and fishing was terrible. So I sent out a tweet that basically said, I'm trying to call Jason Ellis and no one's answering. And then went back and forth for, I don't know, about an hour, where he's calling me a liar, and I'm like, I'm not lying. I keep calling and they're hanging up on me. The phone's busy, blah, 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 blah. I was just playing him like a fiddle. I had no intention of going on his show. There would be no reason for me to be on his radio show. And, that was fun going back and forth for about an hour on Friday. I told Jason Ellis, I know he's bitching about the company and the channel. I told that guy, I said, watch your fucking back, man. You think you're special around here? They don't treat people right. He ran into me in the hallway, and this is what's really, really interesting. This is why it drives me nuts. Radio drives me insane. If you know the history of Jason Ellis, someone came to me years and years ago with a tape of Jason Ellis' show and said, hey man, we want to put this on your channel. I listened to the guy, and I thought he had a lot of potential. This was, I don't know, 8 years ago or something. So we put him on. And I really dig Jason Ellis' show back then. I couldn't tell you what he's doing today. I have no idea. I don't listen to the channel. I never did in general. And after they took the channel away from me, I certainly did not tune in, except for, like I said, I think last week, maybe for a total of an hour in the last 9 or 10 months. But anyway, so we put Jason Ellis on my channel at the time, and I liked it a lot. Jimmy and Anthony absolutely hated Jason Ellis and hated his show. But we were the ones that gave him a nice boost. And for some reason, even though I did him a solid, he would just trash me and trash us on Howard Stern, because he felt like that's the way to getting good with Howard Stern. And so unfortunately there was some bad blood there, and we moved on with our lives. So you fast forward, I'm in my hallway office, and Jason Ellis comes around, and his opening remarks to me, this was when the whole thing fell apart. No, it wasn't even that long ago. It was right before they took the channel name away from me. And his opening line is, "Why are you so bitter, man? Why are you so bitter?" And then, he didn't really understand the whole Jim and Sam taking my show thing. And I explained to him, like, look, imagine if you had guys around you and all of a sudden they're doing your time slot. You wouldn't be pissed off? So long story short, he actually apologized for me for being an asshole back in the day. Said he was angry and this and that and blah, 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 blah. And we had a really, really, really good conversation. And we shook hands, and that was it. This is why I fucking hate radio. So the whole time he's talking to me and telling me, "Why are you so bitter, man?" He knew that they were taking the channel away from me. Yeah, let that sink in. He knew. So I don't know why your opening line would be, "Why are you so bitter, man?" But I don't work there anymore. I wish Jason Ellis nothing but the best. It was fun fucking with you on Twitter on Friday. I was bored. It was good stuff, and that's that. But I told him, I'm like, watch your back, man. Watch your back. And it sounds like they're starting to screw with him now as well. They had no intention of giving him that channel. They tricked him because they knew they were going to get rid of the Faction Music channel. So they thought they could squeeze the two audiences into one. And the whole time, they, A, were taking Faction away, and B, they weren't going to let him program that channel with his guys. And now he's kind of, seeing what this company is capable of doing, which is unfortunate, but whatever. I think I explained that well enough. If not, go fuck yourself. Oh, you love the ocean sounds? It's peaceful. Good audio? Great. Thanks, Mike. Yeah, there's no wind out here today. Go back to the comments here. Better things ahead, Stu. Yeah, absolutely. I've moved on from SiriusXM. I'm just kind of mopping up some of the bullshit. But definitely moving on. I can't read. The sun is now my fucking... I have not talked to you, Rock. When is my next show starting? You better rewind this. I'm hoping by mid-September. I'm hoping. But we'll be doing some pop-up shows and other things in the meantime. But there's not one person watching this right now that wouldn't take the summer off if they got fired, right? So we'll do at least another month. But I'm going to start doing some radio shows because I got to promote now. I'm supposed to do Imus's show. I'm supposed to go up and do Brother Weeze's show. I got an open invite for my old station up in Boston, WAAF. Bernie and Sid, or Sid and Bernie, I don't know what they call that show, but they've reached out. There's been a few others, so a bunch of podcasts. We'll see. Yeah, absolutely enjoying the time with my family and my friends. We had a big fucking day yesterday. I had about 20-25 people here grilling my ass off with a grill that's like totally rusted out. I gotta go get another grill today. I wish I could read some of these comments. Let's see. Come to Boston with the fellas. I'd like to do that. Let's see. I would love to do Joe Rogan's. If he'll have me again, I would love to do Joe Rogan. Let's see. I don't think I could go on Bennington. I'm not allowed back in that fucking building, my friends. It's pretty unbelievable what happens to you when you get fired in radio, man. Woo! They kick you out the fucking door, erase all memories of you, and that's that. They're kind of stupid in that way. I really know programming, and I probably shouldn't give them this tip, but if you got a fan base that is really pissed off about a radio show that you just fired, What you probably should do is leave the on-demand up there with past episodes for a little while and slowly get rid of that shit. You don't rip the Band-Aid off. You don't fire the popular radio show and then take away all the content of the past, 13 years or whatever. It's the dumbest thing ever. Let them find some Opie Show shit on an app for a while and slowly fade that out. But they just don't know what they're doing. Sorry, but they just don't. Yeah, I'm bitter. Fuck yeah, I'm bitter. Is that it, kids? I can't really see the fucking comments. I'm not avoiding you on the comments. I swear to you now it's hard to see. I think I said enough anyway. Thanks, guys. Thanks for the continued support. I really appreciate it. And we'll do this again, but sometime this week in the city, we're going to do a pop-up show outside the SiriusXM building. And it's going to be just a lot of fun with Sherrod, the Cuban, Vic Henley, hopefully, maybe Chris DiStefano, maybe Mark Norman will stop by. And that's that. But I'll be checking in, man. Enjoy your day. Really, really, really appreciate everyone that has reached out. I'm trying to write as many people back, and I have a lot of time to do that, but I'm barely scratching the surface. The love's been amazing. So thanks, guys. We'll do this again very, very soon. I'll talk to you.